Good morning, Tina Book Tuesday, episode 216 with author Lisa Prysock, and I'm sharing some tidbits about Unpretentious Lady Jane. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have some tea and a scone like I do this morning, or something that you love. And this is the cover for the book we're talking about today. I'm doing a little series on this. And Unpretentious Lady Jane, it released this year, so I'm super excited to share it with the world, mainly because of the theme. The theme is that the Lord is a refuge for us, and it has been so true in my own life. I had to share it with the world in this book. 3 of the verses came from 1 Timothy 6:17 about how it's better not to trust in riches, but to put our trust in the Lord. And Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord, do not lean on your own understanding. And Psalm 46:1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in a time of trouble. And I mentioned these 3 verses, although there are many more that I included here and there, sprinkled them in throughout the book. But those 3 were like the epitome of the theme going on, because everywhere Jane would have looked in the Gilded Age, in the circles in which she traveled, would have been the wealthy and the suffocating prestige of the aristocracy and high society. And so she had to learn not to put her trust in wealth and riches. And when she loses her engagement to the Viscount back in England, this would definitely have been an issue that Jane would have had to deal with. Proverbs 3:5, she had to learn about trusting in the Lord and not leaning on her own understanding because of her struggles and early loss from the death of her parents earlier in the book. And so I don't belabor that point in the book much, but it does come up throughout the story a little here and there. And what is evident on the page is that Jane is learning that through all of her struggles, she can trust in the Lord. And then there's this, this transformation that's going on. And nowhere does she find that to be more true than by the end of the book. And I don't want to spoil that for readers, but there's a transformation she goes through, and she learns to call on him and finds that God really is our refuge in a time of trouble. And she learns this, especially in a very dramatic scene near the end of the book. And I don't want to spoil that for anybody, but I'm excited for you to read how the Lord brings her on that journey where she's transplanted from everything that she's ever known and dropped into Manhattan from England to New York, where she has to, figure out how is she going to win the Viscount back when she's not even in the same country as him anymore. So we kind of start out there. And then I did want to mention one other thing before I close today, because I'd like to keep these Tina Book Tuesday episodes very short. But an interesting thing that I encountered in my research is one of the characters in the story would be, in today's terminology, considered like a psychopath. Only that word really wasn't in use very much. It was coined in 1888 based on some of my research, but it really would not have been used in common lay people society. They would have used words like lunatic, lunacy, or or madness or obsessive behavior might have been a word, demented, maniac, moral insanity, things like that. So I had to be very careful in how I described the psychopath in the story. And I didn't know the Lord was going to have me put someone like that in the story until it started developing. So that was kind of a surprise for me too, even as the writer. So there is light romantic suspense in the story and intrigue, but it's not a dark story. It's very heartwarming, lighthearted, engaging. There's quite a few humorous moments, and of course there's sweet romance. When I say that, I mean there would be hand holding or maybe a sweet kiss here and there and things like that in the book. It is a clean, no spice story, as all of my books are, and readers, it will keep them turning the pages quickly towards the end, the one really suspenseful scene that there is in the book. But there's plenty of intrigue on the way through, and so I think readers will really enjoy it. But I look forward to seeing more reviews come in, and thank you so much for taking time to chat with me today. And I hope you tell me something that you found interesting or relatable about this in the comments. But be sure you're following me if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram. I would love to, or TikTok. I'd love to have more followers. And I hope you pick up a copy of Unpretentious Lady Jane. It's good, wholesome romance. It's a clean story, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Have a great day.